You got to think of each person you add as a puzzle piece to what you're creating on a master giant diagram of your business and or life. You fit those puzzle pieces in there correctly. So look for someone different than you that adds attributes you don't have.
Bam!
Jayson Waller here, True Underdog Podcast. 5 tips to build a scalable business. That's right. I'm going to give you 5 tips here. So entrepreneurs, investors, sales folks, future entrepreneurs, all the underdogs out there that think you can't, you can, and you will. I'm going to give you some tips on how to build that business scalable. Tip number 1, you got to hire the right people. You have to hire the right people. You need to find people that are different than you, but can sink into your vision, that can follow your lead, that will be about the brand and not themselves. Those folks are hard to find, but those are the kind of people you have to build with and build around. It is important and imperative that you find the folks that believe what you believe and are passionate like you're passionate. If you find someone who's just there for a paycheck, their efforts are only going to equal what that paycheck is. You want somebody to be there for the bigger picture. You want to hire. You hire slow, you fire fast. That's the deal. You move on from spoiled milk real quick and you get past any kind of negativity or half-assed efforts and you hire slow. You go ahead, you dig deep. What are their passions? What are their whys? What kind of culture do they want to be in? What do they believe? Those are the tips that you need to hire the right people. That is key. In a leadership role, I didn't know what EBITDA was a few years ago. I talk about it all the time. I mean, I didn't finish high school. I didn't finish college. But you know what I did do is I know that the things I'm good at, which is vision and motivation and grinding and operational standpoint, and I'm a sales guy, I don't know how to do financials. I don't know how to build corporate structure. So I found someone who did, and I hired somebody who can build those things. That is key. You have to be able to realize what your strengths are and hire those that have strengths that you don't have so you can collaborate and build this company. You got to think of each person you add as a puzzle piece to what you're creating on a master giant diagram of your business and or life. You fit those puzzle pieces in there correctly. So look for someone different than you that adds attributes you don't have. Tip number 2. Invest in tools and technology. Now, when I first opened up solar company and my home security company, I had no money. I literally went to Home Depot and I bought a tile shower board and I bolted it to the wall in my master bedroom. And I used a Sharpie marker and I highlighted and wrote down the days of the week and the sales that I had in home security. That's how I built the business. I didn't have money to invest in technology or in the right tools, but you use what you can right there to get to that point. Eventually, I got to normal manila folders, and then I got to a normal scheduling whiteboard, and then I got to a computer and software, and the rest is history. You continue to scale and grow that. But whatever your resources are, you start there. You can make a do with anything that you have. Trust me, I used a shower tile board. You can use whatever you need to do to get to that point. But when you have extra money, you need to reinvest it into your business. And one of those things you need to reinvest it in is tools and technology, because the more steps that you can scale, the more resources that you can utilize to put that to the side, to automate, to do its own thing, the more valuable your time will be to continue to do the other steps in building your corporate structure and your business. So you don't want to throw all your money away at technology or tools, but as you become a little bit more profitable, you making money, rather than pay yourself, reinvest it into the company, reinvest it into the brand, and allow yourself to start scaling and be more technology advanced. That is key. Otherwise, you can't grow this thing. I promise you'll be driving yourself crazy. Step 3, build partnerships. That's on all aspects, whether it's a referral program, whether you're building a partnership with different businesses. We installed solar at 5 NFL teams, 1 Major League Baseball team, and 1 college campus. We have a partnership with them. We're able to say we installed solar at those fields: Ford Field, Heinz Field, Bank of America Stadium, Lucas Oil Field, Progressive Field, the Indian Stadium. I don't even know what it's called. Either way, we installed solar at those stadiums. We're able, our sales reps, our field energy consultants are able to go into a home and say, hey, we've installed solar here. So they build credibility. We're a partner of them. And therefore we get to use their logos and their rights. Now, I couldn't do that in my home security business. We weren't profitable enough. And we just started doing this 2 or 3 years ago in the solar business. So it does cost a lot of money to use an NFL team and partner with them and a way to jump through hoops for 5 months. But on a smaller scale, you can find the right partners. Maybe your business needs referrals or homeowners. You work with real estate agents, you work with homeowners, insurance agents. You find different people that you can partner with. You build those relationships and those partnerships to better yourself and your business. You got to find a way to scratch someone's back and they can scratch your back. You have to find something that you can give them and then they can give you. I mean, there's nothing better than finding a real estate agent when you're in home security business and they're like, hey, I've got somebody to set up your alarm. They get paid a little referral fee. You get to sell them the business if that's what you're in. Maybe you're in pest control. Maybe you're in some other home services. Real estate agents should be your favorite. Insurance agents should be your favorite. And then you collaborate with other home services. Maybe your service is pest control. Then you collaborate with the HVAC company. You have got to find a way to build partnerships in your business. It is key, right? You can't conquer the world alone. You conquer it as a team. I'm a big believer in that. So you find a way to build relationships and partnerships. That is key. Number 4, outsource, automate, and delegate. Obviously, on number 2, we said invest in tools and technology. That's somewhat the automation comes there, but outsourcing. How many things can I pull off of my people and outsource that can be cost efficient? You have to be able to look at that. You know, when people are walking around that work for you, you got to love them. You got to care for them. You got to pat them on the butt. Great job. But let's not get this twisted. They're there to do a job. You got to hold KPIs. You got to hold them accountable. They got a dollar sign above them. What are they bringing to the company? What are they costing the company? Is it green or is it red? That's how I look at people. And if it's green, those are the people I want to continue to build around because they're helping the company. If it's red, those are the people I want to move on from because they're costing the company. So I want to outsource the positions and the roles and the jobs that are in the red. And I want to get those to somebody else I can pay on a per basis rather than a salary where I'm having to try to climb out of that hole of cost. You know, an example is if you're able to, you know, if you're paying an installer to go install something and you're paying them salary, you know, that's going to hurt you if you don't have the work. But if you're slow and you're building and you have it subcontracted and you're paying per job, then it doesn't hurt you. You know your fixed costs on every single thing that you do. You only go to salary when you're busy enough. So you try to outsource until you get big enough to bring it all in-house. That's the key to doing that. You don't want to overspend. You don't want to be paying people to sit on their butt. You want to make sure you're busy enough to bring people in full time. Delegate. The less that you do on the grind. I built my companies from the ground up, meaning I did the sales, I did the marketing, I did the, you know, I'd still do some of the commercials in the face. I did talking to the customers, customer service, helping with permits, you name it. I wanted to know all of it. I didn't want anyone to outsmart me. I wanted someone to sit in that seat and respect that I can do everybody's job. I'm not some person that's just running the show. However, if I stayed doing that, we wouldn't be as big as we are. You've got to delegate. You've got to build leaders, develop leaders, and hand them things. You have to empower your leaders and the people that work for you. Empower them to make decisions. It's better that they make a wrong decision than not making a decision and going to you for every $5 decision because it pulls away from you growing. In order for you to grow your business, you've got to have a vision and you've got to work on gaining, you know, putting more railroad down for the company to move. You don't need to worry about what's behind you. That's what you delegate to them. You have them deal with all that stuff. You teach them that. And when you move yourself from the situation, you know, you'll see a lot of these little bushes and these little trees, which will be your leadership team, they're needing some sunshine. So you empower them and they grow and they blossom because they can make decisions. You become proud of them. They feel more empowered and they're making the decisions for something they are a part of rather than what they're told to do. It is very strong if you can be able to build a culture like that and hire people and make sure you delegate that way. And then you teach them to delegate so they can move up. That's kind of the process you have to get to. That is that is key to take it to the next level. And then my favorite tip out of this 5 is don't forget marketing. You have to market yourself every day. Look, I'm wearing a True Underdog podcast shirt right now. This is what I've got on right now, representing our brand. I've got a Kangol shirt on. They don't pay me, but I thought a Kangol hat on. They don't pay me, but I thought the hat was cool. But listen, Every single business that I've been a part of, you got to find a way to market. Before Instagram and Facebook lives were cool, 5, 6 years ago, I was doing them, for the solar company. People were laughing at me. People were mocking me. People were, I looked goofy. I was douching people. I was bad, but I didn't care. I'm a big believer that the more people I piss off, the more people I stuff down their throat, our product, our brand, what we're doing, what I'm doing, all of this, the more friends and family come and go, Jayson, the hell are you doing? I'm sick of seeing your shit. I see your shit every day. Well, then guess what? That means I'm doing my job. That means I'm marketing it correctly. That means that I'm stepping up to make sure that we are going to continue to build a brand. When you're building that brand and you're stuffing it down people's throats, if they're getting aggravated and annoyed, your family and friends, of seeing your face and seeing your product and seeing your company and seeing anything that you're doing, then you're finding new people. And that's the goal there. So you just got to tell your friends and your family, relax, quit being a hater, quit talking shit. Right? I'm branding myself. I'm building something big here. Just ignore it if you don't like it, or buy from me. Maybe it goes away. Tell your friends about it. But what you do is you just keep branding it, and you got to go all aspects. You cannot fish. You cannot build a company by taking a fishing pole and marketing. You need to come in guerrilla marketing from everywhere, or have a big net and catch everything. I'm talking LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, TV, radio, mailers. I remember when we used to put out flyers for the security company. I knew if the flyer team was doing their job, if I was getting calls from homeowners that were pissed off. Listen to me. If they were doing their job and they hang those flyers on the door, or they taped them to the doorknob, or they stuck them in the garage door, the only way I knew they crushed it is I would get 2 or 3 calls, people saying, this is bullshit. Why are you putting flyers on my door? It's no soliciting. You have tape, put tape on my door handle and the paint came off. When I start getting complaints, I know the flyers did their job, because then there's people that got their flyer. But if I wasn't getting that, then they weren't doing their job. I knew they weren't putting enough flyers out, because you got to get the flyers out there to get the calls. You got to get the phones to ring. You got to get the forms to be filled out. You got to market every which way you can. Now, you can't go out there and just monsterly go out and spend millions and millions of dollars on a budget. You slowly get to that point I talked about. As your company becomes profitable, you reinvest back into the brand. You need to have trial and error and try different marketing campaigns. Let me try Facebook. Let me try Instagram. Let me try Twitter. Let me try, this. Let me work with partners and referrals. Let me, do some Google AdWords. But what's free is your organic social media. You can advertise yourself and your brand all day for free to your friends and family, to where eventually they share it. There's nothing wrong with you asking your friends and family, share my post, please. I need your help to spread the word. You have to ask. If someone asks you and you say, I'm not going to do that, then you're a prick. You're not good people, okay? But if you ask them to do it, what are they going to say? I'm not going to do that for you. Of course they're going to do it. They know that you're doing something. You don't have an agenda. You're not looking for something from them for them to pay you. You're asking for their help to spread the word that you're trying to build something you believe in. And you just ask. Don't be embarrassed. People get a little nervous, like it's so weird and corny that I'm on there all the time or I'm promoting my product. It's not weird or corny. You have to get over that. I used to feel the same way. I used to be like, oh gosh, my face is on TV and the commercial, I don't like it, or I'm on the wrap of the car. It used to bother me. People would say, it bothered me. In fact, sometimes I get a little uncomfortable, but you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable in order to really market your brand. You need to go full-blown scorched earth, every single option you can, all the nets, all day, every day. Sunday, wear your gear. Saturday, wear your gear. You get on TV, wear your gear. Get the swag. Talk to people about it. Let them know what you do. Wrap your car. Get flyers. Get mailers. Send emails. Do all kinds of campaigns through social media. Work with referral partners. Get them swag bags. Get people excited about what you're doing in order to get organic marketing for your business. If you follow these 5 steps, I can assure you your business will be more scalable and more profitable than it was before you heard this episode. I promise. But you got to stick to the game plan. Don't try to get cute. Don't try to sit here and do things. I've been failed. When you fail, you learn. So don't quit. But try these things. Follow these steps. Simplify it for what you're doing out there. And I assure you, you're going to see better results. Check us out on iHeart, Apple, Google, Castbox, YouTube. Check the website out, trueunderdog.com. Bam! And that concludes another episode here on True Underdog. If you're interested in hearing more, make sure you subscribe at iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or the YouTube channel. You can always visit trueunderdog.com, subscribe to all of them. Make sure you check out our newest episodes coming out on Mondays and Thursdays. True Underdog, baby. Bam!